Oh, yeah. Greetings to everyone. We're going to do a quick sound check real quick, make sure everybody's locked in, and we'll get this party started. Oh, yeah. We are in business. We are in business. Hello to everyone that is tuned in right now. Of course, if you're tuned in, you know who I am. I am Coach Steele, and you're here with Coach Steele's Finance Training. And where are you? Well, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. So whether you're live on Facebook, our Facebook channel, Simon Steele, or whether you're live on YouTube, Coach Steele's Finance Training on YouTube, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe. What did I say? Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for a number of reasons. And I'll get into that. Let's see. I'll get into why. I want to make sure I set it up so I can see y'all's comments as you jump in. As you jump in on today, make sure you tell me hello. Make sure you greet me. I like to see who's tuning in. I want to have a conversation with you. And so, of course, you're live here on Coach Steele's Finance Training, where we talk about financial literacy. We talk about the complicated things when it comes to financial literacy, and we simplify it. We break it down to where it makes sense, and we don't have to rush. We take our time and talk about it no matter what level you're on. You know, whether you're at an elite level when it comes to financial literacy, or whether it comes to what you may feel is a lower level. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with sharpening your financial sword so that you can be more effective, and you might be able to dive in here and actually help someone else out as well. So let's see here. Let me make sure I set it up so I can see the comments. There we go. Now we're rocking. So good evening to you. To some people, depends on where you are in the world. Coach Steele's Finance Training is global. And so we are all over the place. And so we've got a lot of good things going on. And I'll talk to you all about those. I might be able to pull some of those other things up so that you can see for yourself. Let me see if I can. You know what? I'll do that another time. We'll do it tomorrow. Now, as you tune in on today, just know tomorrow, as usual, I do go live on Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. So make sure you're tuned in on Saturday mornings. Get your breakfast ready, get your popcorn ready, whatever you're doing, cleaning, you name it. We're going to have a good time. So just turn me up on Saturday morning. Bring your family together. If you're tuned in, make sure you share it on whatever platform you're on. And we're going to have a conversation about financial literacy. Now, on today, I do want to talk about a certain subject. Now, we all know that the Feds, well, maybe everyone doesn't know, but we do know yesterday that the Feds did lower the rate. And with the Feds lowering the rates, it may affect a few things in your life. I am going to focus at the end of this conversation about cryptocurrency, but Feds lowering the rates can affect potentially mortgage rates in the future, or it could potentially affect the interest rate you have on your high yield interest savings account. It could affect the rates of CDs. It could affect the success of the stock market in cryptocurrency. And so we are going to talk about the effects of the Federal Reserve lowering the rates, the interest rates. That's what we want to talk about. And also make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Why? Because I told you to. Number two, we are doing a giveaway. We are doing a money giveaway. The YouTube channel is growing. And I just want to appreciate everyone that supports. Even if you listen on Facebook, I still want you to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are right now at about 391 subscribers. When we get to 400, just like we did when we got to 300, I am going to give money away. Why? Because I like to celebrate with those that support. So it's going to be a total of $50 that we give away. And it may be three different amounts. It may be $10 for one person who is in the drawing, and it'll be $15 for another person, and then the next person will get $25. So it'll be a total of $50 given away, and it's free money. And so make sure that you are positioned to take advantage of that potential $50 that you have a chance at getting, whether it's 10, 15, 25. You can use that money and put some gas in your car. So hello to everyone that is tuning in on today. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can be a participant in that money giveaway. Also, if you want to be a participant in that money drawing, and what I'm doing is I'm putting money, just like I did when we got to 300 subscribers, I put, as you hear, there, well, you may not be able to hear because of the microphone, probably will block out any random sounds. But what I do is I write down your name. If you follow instructions, I write down your name. I put it in this blue cup just like I did last time. And we do a drawing when we draw for the $10, the $25, and the $15. And I write down your name on this paper, hold it up, put it in here. Now, if you want to be a part of that drawing for that money, you have to do two things. One, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and two, send me an email. And in that email, it's simple. Write down the name, the title of one of my YouTube videos in that email. So if you're watching today, you could send me an email and write the title of this video, which is, what is it, ladies and gentlemen? Feds lowered rates affect cryptocurrency. That title that's streaming right down there at the bottom, you could write that in as one of the titles. Any one of those titles on my YouTube channel. There's like 400 plus videos. So pick one and send that to me in an email. Yes, my email address is down here as well if you're looking for that email. And make sure you are a subscriber, and I'll put your name in this drawing for some money. That's how we're going to celebrate 400 subscribers. When we get there, I'm going to give away money. Sounds good. Now, back to our title about how the Feds lowering the rates can affect cryptocurrency, potentially mortgage rates, and also high yield interest savings accounts, the rates there on those savings accounts. So also shout out to all those people that support me every month. I have a group of people that they know I do, whether you call it missions work or whether you call donating funds, whatever you want to call it. I see about the needs of certain people in Cameroon that I'm in connection with, whether they need food, whether they need clothes, whether they need shoes, you name it. We've supported with building a church in Cameroon as well. So ministry work as well. But whatever the need is, I've been blessed to be able to support over there. And so with that, the other day, there were two young people. One is 10 and the other one is 13. They needed bicycles. These young people in Cameroon needed bicycles to get back and forth to school. They had been walking, or what they call trekking. We call it walking in America. They call it trekking. They've been trekking a long way, all the way to school, all the way back home. And of course, you know, it's not cool outside. You know, it doesn't feel amazing. It's hot. And so these two young people, Blessing and Perez, because of the donations of people who support monthly, some people may give $10, $20, $50, whatever it is. I was able to put money together and buy those two young people bicycles. So if you tune in tomorrow, I'm sure I'll put the pictures up when I go live tomorrow, 9 a.m. Saturday, Eastern Standard Time Zone. And you'll be able to see the two young people that were blessed in Cameroon with brand new bicycles so they can ride back and forth their bikes to school instead of those long walks on the road. And also, another cool thing is I was talking to Blessing and Perez today, and I said, you know, asking them what else they use the bicycles for now. You know, in America, a lot of us are blessed. We can go to our faucets, to our sinks, and get a cup of water comfortably. Well, in certain places in Cameroon, they have to go walk to a well with big containers to get water and then walk all the way back home from those wells after they pump the water all the way back home to store water. So now they are also using the bicycles to help them get to the well and back faster and more efficiently without carrying all of that heavy water. So they are extremely excited about their bicycles. So shout out to all of those supporters that give and donate funds to Cameroon. Couldn't do it without you. All right, I think those are all the main things that I wanted to get out before we dive into the subject. Also, we are getting close towards the end of December. So ladies and gentlemen, as we get close towards the end of December, check your budgets. What did I say? Check your budgets. Because if you don't, your budget will check you. It will put you in check if you make mistakes. So you don't want to get put in check. You want to put your budget in check. You want to be in control of your money. Now, let's talk about this thing with the feds lowering the rates. We got all of the House announcements and everything out of the way. Happy holidays to everyone. I know you all are excited as we get ready to roll into Christmas, but the feds did lower the rates. And let's look at some of the effects of the feds lowering the rates. I'm going to share my screen. That way we can look at some of this content and information. Also, that way, you know, I'm not making it up. All right, let's see where to start. This is a good spot right here. I think this is a good one. Oh no, I don't want to show this one till another day. I'm going to do a video about Zelle and how the CFPB is suing 3 major banks about Zelle payments. So we'll do that another day. Let's see. Share screen. Let's try it again. Okay, let's see if this is it. I don't know what that is. Okay. It says the feds cut interest rates. What does this mean for the crypto market? The Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 25 basis points on Wednesday evening to a range of 4.25% to 4.5%. This decision is in line with economists and markets expectations and marks the 3rd reduction in a row. So the feds keep lowering the rate. In its statement, the Fed indicated that inflation is making progress. What does that mean? It means the cost of goods and services and living in America is still going up, but not so fast. And so, like I said months ago in a few videos, when they said, hey, the rate, you know, the inflation is slowing down. Inflation is slowing down. Yep, it's slowing down, but it still hasn't stopped. So the cost of goods and services and living in America are still getting more expensive. So don't get complacent. Don't get lackadaisical. All right. But still above the 2% target that they wanted at. The labor market also has cooled down somewhat, although unemployment remains historically low. So if you want to know how the market is doing and the economy is doing, here's some information. Further interest rate cuts remain dependent on new economic data and broader economic conditions. What does that mean? A whole lot of nothing. It's hurry up and wait to see what's going to happen next based on the data that has not come out yet. All right. So is it a positive signal for crypto? Well, some people would say with the rates being lower, it should be a positive effect for crypto. But you have to look at the news and the information that was put out. And based on the news and the information that was put out, we saw that cryptocurrency actually took a big dip. And so that was interesting because a lot of people were trying to figure out, why did cryptocurrency drop the past 2 days so bad? And let's see. Nope, this one I just shared. Appreciate y'all's patience. No, this is a new one. This is a new one. Let me move this advertisement out of the way. So it says down here at the bottom, let's see if I can get that ad out of the way. That would be great. Okay, I don't know how to move it. But it says that Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve, prohibited from holding Bitcoin. Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve, is prohibited from holding Bitcoin. Now, basically, Jerome Powell is like, the Federal Reserve is prohibited from holding Bitcoin. Let me supersize that. The Federal Reserve has dismissed the possibility of holding Bitcoin reserve, citing legal and institutional limitations. Fed Chair Jerome Powell reiterated this stance during a routine press conference following the year's final Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC meeting. So, where the central bank announced that interest rate, that 25 basis point rate cut. So, even though there was a lot of growing interest and people were all hyped up and excited about cryptocurrency like me, despite the growing interest in the cryptocurrencies globally, Powell made it clear that the Fed is not authorized to manage Bitcoin reserve and has no interest in pursuing legislative changes to enable such a move. Now, with all of that happening a couple of days ago, Bitcoin, yes, it took a downward trend as the Feds cut rates, and most people were expecting the crypto to go higher, and it actually fell down. And even though this says fell around 101,562 per Bitcoin, it is much lower now. So Powell's statement, let's see what this says here. Powell's statement, Jerome, underscore the continued reluctance of the U.S. Central Bank to integrate Bitcoin into its monetary strategy, even as discussions about digital currency gain traction under the leadership of a newly elected President Donald Trump. So people are like, I don't know, the Federal Reserve is not really with this crypto move, and Jerome Powell, JP, is saying, no, we don't have anything to do with it. Nope, it's not going to happen. And of course, that's in this moment. They can change their mind anytime they want. And so it may have deterred and scared a lot of people away. But what I find interesting is the effect over this recent time period of crypto. And I want to get into some examples with certain cryptocurrencies, and I'm going to go to that in a second. But just remember, there are some people that are going to get worried also because they have high yield interest savings accounts. And if you don't have a high yield interest savings account, you need to get one. And if you don't know a reliable one to get, there is one in my description. If you can't find it or you need help, definitely leave a message in the chat on YouTube or in the comment section on Facebook. Mention that you need a high yield interest savings account. You can type in HYSA, high yield savings account, and I'll make sure that I send information to you in regards to that. What is it? Basically, you can put your money in a savings account and probably get about 4 times the regular interest. So your money can work for you. You can make interest on your money as opposed to a regular savings account and checking account where you're probably getting like either 0% or less than 1%. With this high yield interest savings account, you probably get about 4% on your money. So let your money work for you. Now, with that also, when we see the Feds cutting the rates, it could potentially affect what the mortgage rates are right now too. They could eventually drop. We haven't seen anything today that shows that it has affected it and the rates have dropped. But we have to be patient on that because sometimes what the Fed's decision making does, as far as on the mortgage side, real estate side, we may not see the effects of that till months later on. So it's not always an immediate effect. But for real estate investors, that's a great thing for real estate investors. Now that they can potentially invest in property and get them at lower rates, means potentially that they can increase their profits as well and their return on investment. So that's another good thing. And people that are looking to own homes, if the rates drop, that may make some people more comfortable about getting out there and finding a home to buy or purchase a home. Maybe some people have been waiting for the rates to drop. So we might see that in the future as well. All right, back to this crypto thing. Let's study this thing a little bit more. Let's go deeper. If you're tuning in right now, just type in the chat, let's go deeper. All right, so we're going to look at the effects of cryptocurrency. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to dive in here and look at some of these cryptocurrencies. All right, share screen. This is the crypto bubble. Yeah, there we go. This is exactly what I wanted right here. We got the crypto bubble. I'm going to make sure that you all can see it on your end. Let's see here. Oh yeah, y'all are good to go. I know you can see it on your end. And so what you're looking at right here are a lot of cryptocurrencies. This website called the Crypto Bubbles. It shows kind of the situation and what's going on with different cryptocurrencies in here. And so if you are familiar with cryptocurrency, you may see some of your favorite cryptocurrency symbols in here. We have Move, we have Hype, we have Virtual. Let's see what else we have in here. We have VET. There's a lot of different cryptocurrencies that we see in here. And so I'm going to type in on one cryptocurrency. So earlier I talked about Bitcoin. Let's look at the effect of Bitcoin the past 2 days since the Feds have lowered the rates. So we got Bitcoin pulled up. I want to make sure that y'all can see it. Okay, do it like this. There we go. Bitcoin is currently worth $97,541. So when we look at, we see this chart right here, and I am not going to teach you or pretend to tell you how to read these charts. I'm just going to show you some basics that I know. But I do not read charts to dictate and control when I invest and when I don't. I keep it simple. I dollar cost average if I invest in most things. Or I find something when it's extremely low and I put some money down in it. I buy some shares or fractional shares, and I know basically that it's going to go back up eventually. So I keep it simple. I am not a day trader. So when we look at this right now, we see Bitcoin is at, let's see here. I'm going to go back. So when I click right here, it says December 19th. 2024, 7:52 p.m. Crypto, it was at $96. So this is the past day. Let me go. Here we go. Let's go to past week. This is much better. So a few days ago, December 17th, 2024, and you'll see that down here at the bottom area that I'm circling my mouse around. You'll see the dates down there. So we see Bitcoin, is at 107.108, over $107,000 per share. We go to 17th, and then let's keep going. December 18th, 1 p.m. So if the Feds lowered the rates 2 days ago, then that was on the 18th. All of a sudden, we saw it go from 107 to now we see it dropping to 104, 101, 99. As we keep going, we see that these rates, the Federal Reserve, I'm sorry, y'all, Bitcoin has dropped all the way down back to 90-some thousand per share when it was at 107. So since that announcement, it has dropped. And it's interesting though, because you can look at this one or two ways, because some people will say, oh man, it dropped, maybe we shouldn't trust it. And it's for you to decide on whether to invest in cryptocurrency or not. And I'm going to show you another one as well besides Bitcoin. But now you see its potential, where it could potentially go again, and you see where it's at now. So you can do the math based off of this to decide whether or not that's something you want to invest in. That's just the past week. If you look at it for the past year, it was at 39,000. Can you imagine if you took $40,000 and bought a share earlier this year, or you only took 20,000 and bought half of a share, fractional, and your money more than doubled months later? So that's awesome for some people who have invested in that. Now, let's look at another one. Let's look at Ethereum. We got another example. Ethereum right now is $3,474 a share. $3,474. So if you got a little over $3,400, you could buy a share of Ethereum. Now, if we look at Ethereum as well, and let's look at the past week, December 16th and 17th, it was around $4,000 a share. Feds make an announcement. December 18th, we start seeing it drop 3,800, 36, 34, all the way down to about 3,100, and now hovering around 3,400. So Ethereum dropped. We have all these different cryptocurrencies, stable coins that have taken a dip because of the announcement from the Federal Reserve. But I like this one right here because, sometimes people look at Bitcoin and say, oh, it costs too much, not realizing they can buy fractional shares, so they can't comprehend making money off of Bitcoin. But let's look at Ethereum. This is a good example. Not to say that everyone has $3,400, but let's look at Ethereum for the past year. If you look at Ethereum the past year, so when we see December 2023, it was about $2,350 a share. When we get into January, it's about $2,200 per share. Now, this is interesting because what if you had $1,000, you could have bought a fractional share of Ethereum, half of it in a sense, or let's say you had $2,211 and you bought one share. Well, if you did buy one share of Ethereum back in January, then we get over here to February, March. All of a sudden in March, that $2,200 almost doubled. Ethereum went up to $3,900, dropped back down. Where'd it go? To about $2,800, $3,000 in May. Then it shoots back up to $3,800, drops back down, shoots back up. Imagine someone who's buying shares every time it goes low and selling every time it goes up. Buying low, selling when it goes high. Buying low, selling when it goes high. There's a pattern here. So as we see right here, even in November 4th, it was $2,387. And then the past few weeks went up over $4,000. So someone who bought a share of this almost doubled their money. Imagine somebody who bought a couple of shares. So this has been a success for those individuals. And of course, when we look at today, right now it's today it's at 3,400. So it just lets us know, to be on the lookout of these things. And if Ethereum has potential to go to $4,000 multiple times, it lets us know the likelihood and the potential of what may happen in the future. And so I'm excited about things like that because if Ethereum, someone can say, well, if Ethereum goes back down to $2,000 again, I may buy some shares or fractional shares because I know it may go to $4,000. Or you can keep it simple and just invest $25, $50, $100 every month and dollar cost average over a period of time. Because what will Ethereum be at 5 years from now, 7 years from now? You never know. So anyway, that's been the effect of the Federal Reserve when it comes to cryptocurrency. So a lot of people may panic, a lot of people may be worried and feel like they lost money depending on when they dove into crypto. And that's why you have to be wise and understand when you're going to invest long term and when you're going to invest short term, ladies and gentlemen. And also, if you're going to invest short term or if you're going to invest long term, make sure you do it with money that you don't need to pay your bills. Make sure you don't do it with funds that you need to survive off of. When you invest, it should be extra money that you know you can go without for a long period of time and you won't need in the immediate future. And I try to do it so that it's money that I'll never need. So whether the investment goes good or bad, I'll never have to worry or panic about that investment. And so then you can sleep better at night, depending on what you have decided to best invest in and what's in your portfolio, because it doesn't make, break, or dictate how your quality of life is. And so, ladies and gentlemen, on today, we have to be in tune with what is going on with our money. We have to understand that, yes, money is calling. Money is calling, and we got to be there to answer. If we are not there to answer, then money will do whatever it wants to do. I appreciate everybody tuning in on today. It's been almost 32 minutes. And of course, happy holidays to you. If you don't have any Christmas candles, I know someone who makes some great Christmas candles that smell amazing. This one smells so good. It says Baking Spirits Bright. So that's one of the Christmas candles that I have. That one, it smells like somebody's baking Christmas cookies. That's what that one smells like. And then this one says, I like them real thick and spruce. Another Christmas candle that I have with these wicks. You cut them off and then you burn them. This has another Christmas smell to it as well. So, but I think my favorite is Baking Spirit Bright. So if you need some Christmas candles, let me know. I'll connect you with my Christmas candle plug and get you on board there. Appreciate everybody from tuning in. Make sure that you've learned basic things. Yes, the Fed's cut rate. It doesn't mean that inflation has stopped. It just means that maybe it's getting better and the cost of goods and services won't be as much, but you still need to protect your money. And it's still good to put money in assets. There's so many different asset classes, but one of the simplest asset classes you can start with is a high yield interest savings account. If you don't have a high yield interest savings account, leave me a message, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube in the chat section, and I will send you some information for a high yield interest savings account. Also, I think that might be it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, I am going to go live. If you haven't finished your Christmas shopping tomorrow yet, then you need to be with me Saturday morning, live, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, EST. Why? Because I'm going to talk you off the ledge. I am going to talk you off the Christmas shopping ledge. Don't ignore me. You need to tune in. And maybe you won't, after you hear me out, just hear me out with what I have to say. After I finish talking, maybe you won't swipe as much. Maybe you will swipe, but maybe not as much. Or you might find some strategies or systems in place that you may not have to swipe at all, or you may end up saving money. But tomorrow we're going to talk about Christmas shopping strategies and Christmas shopping budgets. Yes, you can set a strategic budget for Christmas shopping. And we're going to go over that tomorrow. Simple things and creative ideas when it comes to Christmas shopping so that you stay on point and that you don't get too far out there and say, well, I will get my income tax return in another 2 months, and that way I can make up for what I did in December. Don't count the eggs before they hatch. And you don't know what may happen in between January, February, March timeframe. Anyway, new tires. Might have to pay property taxes. Might have to re-up on that car insurance, house insurance. All those different things could happen. Uh-oh. Yes, Leslie, definitely show up. Get at me. be here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. And remember, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and send me an email. And in that email, ladies and gentlemen, as you are tuning in, make sure you put one of the titles to one of the YouTube videos in that email so I can put your name in the cup for the drawing, so that when we draw names, we'll see who wins the $10, the $15, and the $25. So I had an awesome time talking with you all on today. Normally I do go live Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, but I did want to talk to you all about the Feds and the Feds lowering these rates and how it may potentially affect the high yield interest savings account, how it may potentially affect the mortgage rates, but how it definitely did affect the cryptocurrency. And so here at Coach Steele's Finance Training, we are going to continue to talk about financial literacy. We're going to continue to cover a lot of different subject matters. Why? Because we want to touch each and every person where they are. Last Saturday, we had an awesome time breaking down the benefits of investing in real estate and the different things that come from investing in real estate. And actually, I'm in the middle of potentially purchasing another investment property and adding it to my portfolio. If we get that done in the next month to a month and a half, I might let y'all in my business and go over that deal and why I decided to do it and go over the numbers with you, just so you can get a real live. Sometimes I talk about past deals. So if this one goes through, we may pull up the calculator and go through it. That way you can see why I did the deal and the future potential of this property. So got a few things on the table, but we want to keep talking about financial literacy no matter what the subject is. Guys, make sure that you stay tuned because we are going places and I want you to be with us. Make sure that you continue to be a part of the team. Once again, I appreciate all the supporters on YouTube and Facebook as you listen in. And also, I definitely appreciate everyone that continue to give and donate to support mission work and helping people that can't even help us or return the favor over in Cameroon. Tomorrow, I will show the pictures of the two young kids that we got bicycles for so that they can ride their bikes to school and not have to walk far in the heat in Cameroon, Africa. And also they're using the bicycles now to get water from the wells that they would have to bring back to the house. It's a blessing to be a blessing. There's no other feeling like it, to be able to put a smile on those young people's faces so that they can know that somebody cares about them in a whole nother country, on a whole nother continent that they didn't even know, and that God is smiling down on them. And other than that, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Be blessed, and I will see you tomorrow, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. We're talking about Christmas shopping and budgeting. Make sure you share this on your platforms, on YouTube.